this.
I legitimately watched the entire women's triathlon the other day. I gotta tell you, that was exhilarating stuff. But I don't think I'm good enough in this spot based on my own personal mental health, so I can't continue. What's going on, everybody? Welcome in on this Wednesday, February 7th. 2024 on the Rome Show in the AM on 12ozsports.com, broadcast live, YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. I am your host, Andrew Romanello. We got you for about 30 minutes, and boy, do we have a lot to talk about today. Before we do any of it, we remind you that you can get the show wherever you listen to your podcast. If you don't get it live, just search the Rome Show podcast. That is sponsored by WideWorldShop.com. That's right there on the whiteboard. And that is also a way you can enter the Snowfest giveaway. 5 days remain on the Snowfest giveaway. You got 3 ways to enter. WideWorldShop.com and go ahead and purchase yourself something. I got the small lettered version of the Be Electric hoodie on right now. This one's a large, super comfortable, okay? Washed it 3 times already. Hang dry, like I've told everybody before on the show, and it has stayed very nice, very fuzzy, very comfortable. So I think you should head on over there and get yourself one of these Be Electric hoodies. And if you use the promo code 12OZ Sports, you're going to get a discount. You could also head over there and buy one of these Be Electric mugs. I know, right way to start your morning. Get yourself electricized, if that's even a word, with the caffeine. And then go ahead and tag us on social media so we have an idea. You could also go to tickets.12ozsports.com and use the promo code ROME, that's ROME, and you'll get discounts on your tickets, and then also you'll enter the Snowfest giveaway. And then lastly, mybookie.net. Promo code 12OZ Sports. You will get up to $1,000 on your first wager back or matched, I should say, by MyBookie. And then you just need to send an email to 12ozsports@gmail.com and let us know that you were on MyBookie, that you used the promo code, and that you are ready to be entered into the Snowfest giveaway. Giveaway is going to happen on Sunday. The wheel will be spun on Sunday, Super Bowl Sunday, so make sure you get in on the action. If you want to get in on our action, it's at Coach_Romo24 and The Rome Show 1. That's The Rome Show and the number 1, Instagram and Twitter. All right. I don't know if a lot of people know this. A lot of people around the college athletics world probably know this, but today is National Girls and Women in Sports Day. Okay, that is right. Today is a full-blown celebration of all of the fantastic girls and women in sports over the course of our history. And I think it's an awesome opportunity for most people, maybe that don't realize, the depths of the fantastic female athletes that we've had across the last 50 years. And so girls and women's in Sports Day, there's a foundation for it. And this is what they have. And I felt like it was very right for us to spend a little bit of time on this. At the college level, today is going to be a massive celebration. Majority of schools play basketball on Wednesday, so you can honor the fantastic female student athletes that you have at your institution. And Girls and Women's in Sports Day, the foundation, it's called the Women's Sports Foundation. It was established in 1974, okay? And the purpose of it was to advance the lives of women and girls through sports and physical activity. Our mission is to enable all girls and women to reach their potential in sports and in life. We provide financial fuel to aspiring champion athletes. We fund groundbreaking research. We educate, we advocate, and we help communities get girls active. Sure, there's a long way to go, but we're not going to stop until we get there. So this is the 50th year anniversary for the Women's Sports Foundation. And this February 7th every year marks National Girls and Women's in Sports Day. And I think it's an awesome opportunity to honor these trailblazing women like Billie Jean King. There's just like in a more modern day sense in tennis, Serena Williams, Mia Hamm for the United States and the soccer team that won the World Cup. Annika Sorenstam, Michelle Wie for the LPGA Tour, Cheryl Sparks, Lisa Leslie, right? Sue Bird in the WNBA. Just across the course of history, we have had phenomenal, just absolutely electrifying females in sports. And over the last 50 years, with this foundation, with the recognition, with the hopefully the education of everybody inside the sports world, it's really awesome. And right now, we're just talking about the fantastic females that have played the sports. But we're also not talking about the fantastic females that help run the sports, right? The fantastic females that work in the sports, the fantastic females that are either marketing the sport or selling spots for the sport or on television breaking down the sport. I mean, I think now more than ever across the media landscapes, you see so many powerful females, and they're not just on there, to be on there to fill a quota. They have opinions. They're smart. They understand what they're talking about. And, there's a fallacy I believe that exists in the sports world, both male and female, that if you didn't play the sport, you can't talk about it. If you didn't play the sport, you can't have an opinion on it. And I think that is absolutely ridiculous. Okay? I'm sorry, but it doesn't matter to me if you have played the sport necessarily to be able to talk about it on television, to be able to have conversations about it on podcasts, to be able to be considered an NFL analyst, right? Because at the end of the day, it's about what you know and how you portray that information and how much the people get out of you speaking to them about that topic, all right? So take Sam Ponder, for example. She's been breaking down football with former NFL players for a bunch of years now. And I would argue that if you removed Sam Ponder from that NFL show, you wouldn't even have the same type of show, And it's everywhere. And I think it's about time we start to realize that it does not matter your gender, does not matter your race, it does not matter your sexual identity. It just matters that you can provide what you're supposed to be providing. If that's being a news anchor for the Super Bowl, you dominate that. That's being a sideline reporter, you dominate it. If that's being one of the first female coaches in professional baseball, you dominate that. If that's trailblazing a path that seemed like couldn't be done, but now because you did it can be done, then that's it. Right? And so I wanted to take a second today to start the show and give the Women's Sports Foundation, who's done a fantastic job of promoting the awesome females we have across the landscape of sports, but also send out a quick little PSA that this discussion of getting and respecting females inside of every sport, no matter the sport, it's a conversation that goes across the landscape of everything, right? It's like, no, this is how everybody should be treated. Andrew Romanella might not have ever played basketball, but he might be damn good at talking about it, right? He might be fantastic at presenting it to the common fan, and we need them, And so what I did today was I created my list of my 3 favorite female athletes of all time that I think truthfully have had a very great impact, and not just on the sport or the people inside of that sport, but on the common folk, okay? And I'll tell you what I mean by that in a second, all right? So, National Girls and Women's in Sports Day, I would urge you that if you are walking to work today or you're talking to somebody in your family or you know somebody that was a dynamite female athlete, give her quick props real quick. Yo, I forgot how great you were at ball. It's fun to go back and watch your highlight tape. Whatever. Whatever. If there's a boss, a female that that's working in sports right now, commend them. They deserve that. And I'm going to see a lot of it today because I'm entrenched in it. And my girlfriend is it. She is a boss-ass girl in sports. And it is super awesome. And by the way, you start to realize how beneficial it is for everybody, for everybody. You'd be surprised. We played professional baseball against a female first base coach a few years back. And, I got into conversation with her about, like, what was it like, and I disagree to say, what's it like to coach a man's sport? Okay, just talk to me about what it's like where you are the one female in a predominantly male locker room. And she said there were struggles, but at the end of the day, it just kind of came down to the guys. And it seems so simple, but it's true. If that 10 group of guys over there that's on the ball club show me respect, the other 20 that really are wet behind the ears and don't know a lot about this organization are going to follow. But the first sign of disrespect towards that person, now you're going to get other people with disrespect towards that person. And I think that is the biggest aspect of this conversation that maybe people don't want to talk about. There are men in this world, especially in sports, that need to check their egos at the door and understand it does not matter what your sex is. It just matters if you're good at your job. Can you get the people better? If you're coaching, if you're a female coaching a male sport, can you just get them better? And if you can, you deserve that job, So that is my biggest thing. That's my biggest PSA. If you want to get at me, The Rome Show 1 on Instagram and Twitter. Here are my 3 favorite female athletes of all time, all right? I actually had a lot of fun writing this list, okay? I both have my top 3 and a few honorable mentions. A few honorable mentions that I had mentioned before. Michelle Wie, Michelle Wie, phenomenal, okay? Annika Sorenstam, she's my favorite women's golfer of all time, all right? Alex Morgan, top-level soccer player. So many that just absolutely blaze, trails. So I thought, over the course of time, has there been one or two Sue Bird, love watching Sue Bird ball, that you just love, right? And so I got 3 for you, all right? Number 3, Mia Hamm, all right? And here's why. At that time in the 90s, Mia Hamm was on the women's national team from 1987 to roughly, 2004. In that time, she is top 3 all-time in games played at 276, okay? She's number 3 all-time in goals scored. She's got 2 FIFA championships, 2 gold medals. She also had an NCAA Division I championship at North Carolina. And then leads currently to this day the United States national team in career assists at 144. And the amount of caps that she's played or games is 3rd in U.S. history. She was also named the FIFA World Player of the Year 2 times. And then the Women's Sportsman of the Year 5 straight years in a row. She was an ESPY Award winner 3 times as well. So essentially, Mia Hamm is a boss. But on top of that, it was just the way she carried herself, the ease with which she was the greatest player in the world, the ease with which she brought the United States championship to those gold medals and FIFA World Series wins. It was just easy, and it was fun, and she was awesome to watch. So Mia Hamm is my number 3, very well deserving. The aforementioned Annika Sorenstam, and why do I keep mentioning her? Well, because I don't think people realize how good she was at golf. She's 3rd all-time in LPGA Tour victories with 72. On top of that, she's got 17 more victories on the European Tour. So 99 victories all-time between the LPGA Tour and the European Tour. She also played a little bit on the Japanese Tour, which got her over 100. She was a U.S. Open champion 3 times. She was a PGA champion 3 times, and she was a British Open champion 1 time. She has over 11 tournament victories at the major championship level. I mean, what? And in women's golf, they have 5. They have one called Du Marais Classic. I'm guessing that's in France. But that one is not revered like the 4 that we all know and love on the men's side. But it essentially is similar the way the LPGA Tour works, okay? She was a Hall of Fame member inducted in 2003. Just go back and watch some Annika Sorenstam golf highlights. She was a baller. And oh, by the way, she was an 8-time LPGA Tour Player of the Year. Annika Sorenstam. She is my number 2 female athlete of life. And number 1. And I know my girlfriend at home listening to this is going to laugh very hard when I say this, but my favorite female athlete all time is United States gymnast Shawn Johnson. She now goes by Shawn Johnson East. But Shawn Johnson is a 3-time Olympic gold medalist, okay? And I don't know if you remember the 2008 Olympic run that Shawn was on at 16 years old. She kind of took the nation by storm, as I may say. Well, she won that Beijing Olympics. She won gold in balance beam. She won silver in team, silver in all around, and silver on floor at 16 years old. In her career total, she has 10 gold medals, including 3 world championships, 5 at the Pan American Games, and 1 at the American Cup. She's got 6 silver medals and does not have any bronze because Shawn Johnson is way too good for the bronze. Shawn Johnson's what put gymnastics on the map for me. Okay. At the time I was 18 years old. She's from Des Moines, Iowa. I lived in Des Moines, Iowa for 2 years. I was a senior in college, high school, excuse me. And I don't know, it's just something about her, just her charisma, her pizzazz, the way she went about it. This sport that, you know, probably not enough people give a love to was getting the national attention and love. And, you know, it's funny, right? My girlfriend was a Division I gymnast, and she talks all the time about, you know, different girls that came before her. And it's like, dude, Andrew, you don't even realize how good this girl was. I'm like, you're right, I don't. But you know who made me realize? Shawn Johnson. And from that moment in 2008 to now, and I'm sorry, maybe I had a little crush on her, whatever. But till now, I think that she, and there's probably others, but for me, she has really impacted my want and understanding and like or love of gymnastics. And now, with influence of my lovely girlfriend, we watch gymnastics all the time. They got something on the SEC network called Friday Night Heights. Exactly. Phenomenal name, right? Play off of Friday Night Lights, but it's Friday Night Heights. And you get back to back to back SEC tournament or SEC teams competing. And they are some of the top teams in the country. And it is off the charts. Like, when you watch that sport at a consistent level, it's kind of wild to see what they do. So Shawn Johnson, my number 1 female athlete. And I just wanted to get this across before we take a commercial break, since we're closing up here, National Girls and Women's in Sports Day. Another famous gymnast, Gabby Douglas, has announced her return to the United States gymnastics team. Now, that doesn't mean she's on the team, and that's the crazy part about our U.S. gym. There's only 5 spots, plus 3 alternates. So in order to make this team, you got to beat the likes of Simone Biles and Sunisa Lee, both who have won Olympic golds in each of the last 2 Olympics, on top of everyone else trying to get in. Here is Gabby Douglas talking about her return to the mat, and how she is going to try her hardest to try and to talk about. She on here talks about. Sorry, the ads really kill me when I pop these videos on. You get them set up, and there's no ads. And I don't know if anyone has this issue. It's like when you go to watch a YouTube video or show somebody a video. I don't know if, and you're like you go, oh, yo, let's check out this YouTube video. And you play the video, and all of a sudden it pops up, and it's like, this ad will be over in 30 seconds. And you're like, dude, like, can I have this ad over right now? All right, so I'll pop the volume up on this, and here is Gabby Davis talking about her return to United States gymnastics.
Back now.
I honestly, personally wanted, after 2016, I took a step back and I took a break, and I wanted to work on myself and kind of live life. You know, I've been doing gymnastics for quite a long time. So I took a step back, and then I found myself in the gym many, many years after. And I told myself, like, wow, like maybe I can, you know, kind of come back and go for another bar.
28 now. What did you learn about yourself during the time away that you think is going to help you this time?
I've learned that mistakes are okay to make, just as long as you don't consider yourself a failure and keep going on and never quit on a bad day. Just because something didn't work out your way, maybe that time, keep working and keep pushing and keep working for your craft, and your craft will work for you.
You won gold in the all-around in 2012 and then helped the U.S. team win gold in 2016. How has the sport changed since you've been away?
Honestly, I don't really know because I have been away. I've stepped out of the game a little bit, but I know kind of the code of points, which is like the technical skills and skills of gymnastics has changed, which I know they've changed after every single Olympics. And I want to say too, I've been back to the national team camp in November, and the atmosphere is very different. So gymnastics is a little bit less. It's still intense, but it's a little bit like less intense, and you kind of have a little bit more like individuality.
So there you go. Gabby Douglas returning to United States Gym, attempting to make a return for the first time since 2016. She's a 3-time Olympic gold medalist. Put some bananas heavy. If we have Sunisa Lee, we have Simone Biles, and Gabby Douglas as 3 of our 5. And I know, as I've learned, there's so many more in gym right now that are so good. We'll find out. Let's hammer the bananas on United States women's gymnastics crushing the Olympics in 2024. This is the Rome Show here on 12 OZ Sports. We will be back after this commercial break.
Yeah.
Welcome to MyBookie. You're ready to create an account and start making money, and we're here to help. And remember, you can get a bonus of up to $1,000 on your first deposit. Now you're ready to bet. Just go to mybookie.ag, visit the sportsbook, click on your bet, and input the amount you want to risk or win in the bet slip. Yes, it's that easy. Just remember, at MyBookie, you play, you win, you get paid.
That's right. It's the Rome Show here on 12OZSports.com. Broadcast live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. You know the deal. Get us on all the social media at the Rome Show 1 or at Coach_Romo24. With 5 minutes left in the show, we go. ESPN and Fox and Warner Brothers have combined to launch a streaming app. That is right. Now, before the people at home start getting pissed off going, how many more streaming apps do I have? Why do I need another? I think we might be figuring it out. So here's the deal, okay? ESPN, Fox, Warner Bros. They're going to combine to make a essentially 15 network sports streaming package, okay? Included on that network would be ESPN, ESPN Plus, ESPN2, ESPNU. Don't see ESPN, the 8, the Ocho, but I guess we'll just have to deal. ACC Network, SEC Network, ESPNU, ESPN News, ABC, Fox, Fox Sports 1, Fox Sports 2, Big Ten Network, TNT, TBS, and True TV. It will cover NHL, NBA, MLB, NHL, WNBA, NASCAR, college, men's and women's NCAA tournament, golf, tennis, and FIFA World Cup. Okay. Now we are cooking, because how annoying has it been for everybody? I got to imagine everyone feels the same way I do about having 37 different streaming apps. On Thursday, it's Peacock. On Friday, it's this person. On Saturday, it's ESPN. And on Sunday, it's YouTube TV. And if you don't have some of the add-ons to YouTube TV, you got to go buy this app or go to that app anyways. So kudos to ESPN, to Fox, and to Warner Bros, because this is what people want. Furthermore, according to the article, subscribers would also have the ability to bundle products like Disney Plus, Hulu, and Max. Yeah. Clap it up. Yeah. That's how it should be. That's what it should have been this whole time, right? In my mind, that's essentially YouTube TV, right? Like, so I don't know what goes on there, but YouTube TV's got the red zone, so they'll forever be good as long as they have that deal. Like DirecTV lasted 25 years. Either way, this is very exciting. So here's some of the quotes coming at it. This new sports service exemplifies our ability as an industry to drive innovation and provide consumers with more choice, enjoyment, and value, and we're thrilled to deliver it to sports fans. That was CEO David Zaslav, I don't know, head of Warner Bros. Okay. Another one we got here is, to me, the thing that's triggering all this is the NBA. We see time and time again that the NBA is the second best franchise on TV behind the NFL. Interesting. Okay. Continued on. You're sort of staring at the renegotiation and new bids coming in that could include Google, Amazon, Netflix, Apple's, and others. It's a good way to team up and stay competitive. So it sounds to me like this group of people, ESPN, Fox, Warner Bros., is realizing how much they have in terms of market share and how much they own there. So if they combine their sources, it's going to kind of be hard for other people to follow suit. What he meant there by the NBA is the NBA does a fantastic job between TBS and TNT and ESPN. The NBA is already spread through multiple networks. The NFL is now starting to get there. So the fact of the matter is, this is essentially the future of sports and streaming. If it isn't, we're all going to be more mad as this continues on. So I'm excited to see where this goes. And I'm pumped. I'm really pumped. And you know me, I'll probably have it. All right, we continue. Oh, that's not what we wanted. We continue. Jose Altuve will most likely be a Houston Astro for the remainder of his career. That's right. He signed a 5-year, $125 million extension with the Houston Astros. The 33-year-old was seen on a post from the Astros yesterday saying Astro for life with the back of his uniform. He was about to be on the last year of his deal this year, so that essentially means that he's got 6 more years left on his deal. He'll be in Houston until he's 39 years old, essentially probably finishing his career there. In 13 years in Houston, Jose Altuve has hit .307, okay? He's had 2,047 hits, 293 stolen bases, and 209 home runs. He has 8 All-Star selections, 6 Silver Sluggers, 3 batting titles, a Gold Glove, and an MVP award. His career batting average is the highest of any active player with at least 2,000 at-bats. And the only other player with 2,000 at-bats that's as close to him, that is Freddie Freeman of the Los Angeles Dodgers. Oh, by the way, he's played 103 postseason games, and he's collected 117 hits. So he averages almost 1.2 hits per playoff game. That's good for third all-time. His 429 at-bats in postseason play, third all-time. 89 runs scored, second all-time. 27 homers, second all-time. So we are talking about a guy that is a future Hall of Famer that will be staying in Houston. So kudos to not only Jose Altuve, but the Houston Astros for locking him up for only $25 per year, which probably allows them to continue to contend and be a very good team moving forward. Last one here. And it is over. Yes, it is over. And you know what's funny? This always happens, okay? The Houston Oilers were on a 16-game winning streak in the National Hockey League, the second longest in the history of the game. And before that, we started getting all these videos. Oh, is it going to happen? Will it happen? What's going to happen? The Oilers are going to do it. Well, then you played the Vegas Golden Knights, who I think we all forgot are better than the Edmonton Oilers, okay? So the Vegas Golden Knights come in for their 30th win of the year, and they beat the Oilers 3-1, reigning Stanley Cup champion, okay? So we did a little research, and we found your daily data. Here it is. Your daily data is, in professional sports, the longest win streak of all time is 33 games by the Los Angeles Lakers in 1971-72. That was one of the best teams probably of all time, I would say. And so they are the leader in professional sports victories in a row. In the National Hockey League specifically, the longest active streak ever was the longest streak ever was 17 games by the 1991-1992 Pittsburgh Penguins. Another team has had 16 in a row before. That was the Columbus Blue Jackets in 2016-2017. On that 91-92 Penguins team with the greatest record of all time, or win streak of all time, 6 Hall of Famers on that roster. That is wild. And to finish your daily data, the longest win streak, in my opinion, in NCAA sports is UConn's women's basketball at 111 games. UConn went essentially 4 years without losing a basketball game, and that came off of a 3-year stretch where they won 90 straight games. In doing that research, I found a bunch of wild college streaks. Listen to some of this. From 1957 to 1964, the University of Miami men's tennis team won 137 matches, a streak that still exists as the longest in any college sport at any level, anytime. Wild. In 2002 to 2005, the BYU Hawaii women's tennis team, didn't even know that was a place, won 130 matches in a row. Oklahoma men's gymnastics from 2015 to 2019 won 5 straight national titles and 121 straight matches. That is wild. And then you get to UConn women's basketball, 2014 to 2017, 111 victories. They lost an overtime buzzer beater to Mississippi State. So what that tells me is that 16-game win streak is wildly, wildly hard. And just think, there are people out there that won 84 more games in a row. Like, imagine living your life for a 4-year span saying, we're never going to lose. Got to be the greatest feeling in the entire world. Just like it is when you turn on the Rome Show every morning at 7 a.m. I appreciate everybody tuning in. I just want to give a quick shout out to my grandmother, Grandma Ange. Happy birthday. I know it was yesterday. However, I thought I was going to see you once I went down to South Jersey to see my pops for his podcast, but unfortunately the timing didn't work out. So I thought I would also add a shout out for you on the air today. Grandma, I love you. You're the best. Happy birthday. Romo Sapiens and listeners, I love you. Thank you for tuning in. We'll be back tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. Tomorrow will be our Football Friday. I unfortunately cannot be on the air on Friday this week due to some baseball stuff. So we will make sure we break down all the Super Bowl stuff for you on Thursday. If you missed this or any part of the show, get the show, the Rome Show podcast, wherever you listen to podcasts, and head to wideworldshop.com. Buy something. Use the promo code 12OZ Sports, and you can enter Snowfest giveaway. Until tomorrow morning, peace!
Thank you for listening.